The only problem with the course is I can't
Oh,
get
I
past
love you so
42%.
much.
I can't get
You know
past
why you can't get
42%.
you can't get past 42% complete because I literally add to it so much by the
I
time you catch
know.
up. Yeah, and you think you're done. I'm like, you're not done. There's new
I know. I
AI.
can't
Like,
get
we're never
past.
done. This is a lifelong mission. Can everybody see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at Claude today. Claude's been all over social media, as we know. This is an AI operating system, and why smart business owners are leaving ChatGPT behind. So AI eventually will take your job. I know that's a strong statement, but it's going to take the part of our job that we don't like doing anyways, right? So we can really focus in, and all the creative people in this room are going to understand. You're creatives. You want to do the creative things, the things that light you up, the things that make you happy. You shouldn't have to do the rest. Okay. And the divide is widening. So every week that you guys wait, the gap grows between operators and spectators. So with operators build systems that scale without headcount. They own infrastructure. The AI executes and they govern. And it compounds leverage over time, whereas the spectators rent tools, patch gaps, react, depend on other platforms, manually copy and paste outputs, and eventually report to group number one, our operators over here. Okay. Button again. There we go. So this isn't another AI tutorial. I'm literally on Success Magazine's featured speakers bureau list. I am a leader of an organization at eXp Realty. For those of you who don't know, I produce my own reality show on YouTube called Artificially Real, where I literally open up, I pull back the curtain of my company and show you how we run it, all of the chaos, like get rid of all of the fantasy and what everybody shows online. We are showing what it really looks like to build and scale a company with AI. And I'm the founder of the AI solution for people who don't know me. And just to clarify, I don't teach AI, I build operators. Okay. That's what I do. So, for those of you who don't know me and do not follow me, you need to do that first. Why? I share a ton of really, really valuable content all over social media. I like you're going to get sick of seeing my face, but you're going to thank me because you're going to learn a lot organically. Okay. Now, ChatGPT taught you how to chat. But this is something different. Claude is something different. And what ChatGPT does well is it answers questions on demand, it generates content quickly, it does image and video generation, voice conversations as well. So this is where it stops. You type and ChatGPT responds, and you have to copy, you have to paste. It is assistance, but it's not infrastructure. And you are the bottleneck in this system, okay? Every single time. So Claude, I'm slow here. Claude versus ChatGPT. And this is why people are switching. So Claude has coding superiority, PhD level reasoning, and a massive, massive context. So you can feed it more data than you can ChatGPT. The real differentiator, ChatGPT adds features, Claude adds infrastructure. One is a better chatbot, one is an operating system. So last night while you guys were sleeping, okay, I, why is this so slow? I had an AI agent that I built that replied to 14 leads, booked 7 appointments into my team's calendar, built 25 concepts for social media across 9 platforms. And then guess what else it did? it did a full deep analysis of my entire company, my funnels, my website, my ad spend, and my sales. And I woke up to recommendations on what needs to be cut, kept, and changed in my business. There we go. So it's not about the chat, okay? It's about the system. So let's go through the different layers of Claude. We have layer one, which is Claude plus connectors plus skills. And don't worry, I'm going to physically show you guys all of this today, okay? Layer two is Claude in Chrome as a Chrome extension. Layer three is Claude Cowork. This is a desktop employee that has full file system access. Layer four is Claude Dispatch, which means you can now control Claude Cowork from your phone, which is fantastic. And then layer five is Claude Code. And most people only know about layer one and barely. Like they know how to chat to Claude. They don't understand that you can connect your entire business's brain and infrastructure to Claude. Okay, this is a full operating system. So first, let's look at Claude Chat plus 100 connectors. This is your business's data connected. So you upload, say, if you're a realtor, you upload listing notes or a CMA, and you say, build me a full launch package for 123 Main Street, whatever that property is. What it's going to do using chat with connectors is it's going to pull open tasks from your project management software if you have it connected, flag what's overdue. You can have it manage everything. So basically what you're doing by giving it a connector is you're giving Claude the ability to go inside another app. Does that make sense, guys? And it's going to do work inside another app for you. Now, Claude connects directly to Gmail, Google Drive, your calendar, Slack, Asana. Who here uses Close or CRM like HubSpot? I'm pretty sure they do HubSpot too. Gamma. So I did something very cool the other day. I had Claude
Gotta go
create
get the dog.
this presentation, so the outline and all the copy for it. And then instead of having to leave Claude and paste that into another AI software to create the slides, I asked it to create it in Gamma because I have Gamma connected to Claude. It built it out inside Gamma for me and then provided me with a link, and I'll show you that. So Claude doesn't just answer questions, it goes into your apps and takes action. All right. Reads your files, does things for you. Now let's look at Claude in Chrome. This is where your browser becomes an employee. So it's a browser extension, a Chrome extension that sees what you see, clicks what you would click, and records your workflow. So for a realtor, you could use it as like record my workflow for pulling comps from realtor.com or Treb, like that gentleman just asked me. And compile a market report. Or for an entrepreneur, visit my top 5 competitors, pull pricing, features, positioning, and compile a competitive analysis. Right? Sounds wonderful. Do you guys kind of understand what Claude can do in Chrome? Don't worry, I'm going to show you this stuff too. And then we have Claude Cowork. This is an AI employee on your desktop. So Cowork runs on your desktop. It has access to local files. It breaks complex work into subtasks, coordinates parallel work streams, and delivers finished outputs directly to your file system like Google Drive. This is not a chat window. This is delegation. An example for entrepreneurs. I want you to pull Stripe revenue and Google ad spend, calculate ROAS by campaign for 30 days, build an executive summary and a 5-slide board deck. Save it to Dropbox before my 9 a.m. meeting. One prompt, CFO level deliverable. You guys seeing the potential here? Realtors. Take 47 photos from yesterday's shoot in my Google Drive. Select the best 25. Create 3 listing description. One's that's MLS compliant, one that's Instagram lifestyle, and one for email marketing, and then save them all into my listings folder. One prompt, a full listing launch. Okay. Claude Dispatch. You text a task from the app on your phone and come back to finished work. So Dispatch connects your phone to your desktop Claude, your Claude Cowork. You can text a task from anywhere on your phone, and Claude Cowork on your computer will execute it using your files, your connectors, and your workflows. Your computer does the work, but you don't actually have to be in the room. So are we seeing the potential here? And then we have Claude Code. This is more developer level, but feel free to use it. It's terminal-based agentic coding. It writes, tests, and deploys apps, websites, anything coded. It's vibe coding. Vibe coding is the process of coding without knowing how to code for all of us who don't know how to code. This is how you build infrastructure that no one can buy off a shelf and no competitor can copy overnight. For realtors, maybe custom CRM integrations, automated valuation tools, client portal applications, websites. For entrepreneurs, custom performance dashboards, proprietary workflow automations, internal tools that become your competitive moat. Enough slides. I'm actually going to show you. So what I described is not theoretical. This is what I run every day. Okay. And I'm going to show you how Claude works live right now. So let's open up Claude. Who has Claude already? Tell me in the comments. If you don't, you need to get it. This is Claude. Looks very much like ChatGPT. Okay. I'm going to open the sidebar so that you can see it. You start a new chat here. By the way, I want to mention, I do have like a $200 subscription because I'm pretty sure Claude is running our entire company at this point, Cassandra. Am I right?
Mhm.
So we use a lot of tokens, but so yours might look a little bit different because I have such an upgraded plan. But you
Mhm.
have start a new chat here. You can search your chats for easy access. Customize button. This is where you connect your apps. This is where your connectors live, right here. And you can create skills. Skill, just so you know, is a explicit, tight parameter, heavy context instruction on how Claude is to perform a specific workflow or task. It's how you control the output, because I'm sure you guys have all heard this. Garbage in equals garbage out. And automation, which is what's happening here, doesn't change that fact. If you command with garbage, you're going to get garbage output. So really giving it a lot of context, examples is always going to be super important. For a proper company, creating skills, which are SOPs on how things are to be done, you would provide those for your human employees, would you not? You have to do the same thing with AI. Okay. But let's talk about your apps. So you're going to click connect your apps. And here are your connectors. Take a look. Anybody use the CRM close of my realtors here? You can connect this. And then you can ask it to do stuff for you inside your CRM. You don't even have to open your CRM, it just does it. Figma, which is diagrams and images. For those of you, PayPal, Stripe. We use Stripe personally. I don't know why I don't have it connected, but I'm probably just going to do that right now to show you how to connect it. You click the button and then you access It'll ask you to log in and you give it access. Okay. So I'm obviously not going to show you guys my login for my payment processor account on a live Zoom, but you get the idea, right? So connect your apps. What else do we got here? We have, what would be good? I have Asana connected. Asana is what I use for my project management software. That's all our project management stuff. It's how we run our whole company and all the projects going on. Fireflies for meeting transcripts. Google Drive, obviously, that's Gamma right here for presentations, docs.
Are you using the desktop version right now? Or the
I am on the web version right now. I'm going to show you after the desktop version. And here's Asana, Canva, Calendly. Guys, like there's like 100 or more. My email, Credit Karma, I use that. What else do we got? We have so much. Okay. We have travel stuff. We have so many different things for so many different industries. Okay. So this is how you do your connectors. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start a new chat and I'm going to show you how it works. Claude is going to pull the connector without it asking you to. Like you don't have to plus add a connector here. You can just have a conversation. So I want you to create me a landing page, non-active landing page for my Claude workshop today. I want it to be very brief and to the point. You know all about me and my business, so you know what kind of language to use. And I want you to build it for me in Gamma. I think I want the color scheme to be like the colors of Claude. So I don't know, whatever that looks like, find me something good. By the way, guys, I don't type to AI anymore. What just happened? It didn't record it. What happened? Oh, come on. Okay, there it is. Okay, I want you to create me a small landing page on Claude for my business to attract entrepreneurs and real estate agents. And then I want you to build it out using Gamma, please. And I want you to use colors that go with Claude's logo and color scheme. There we go. Okay. So just so you guys know, I use Whisper Flow. I don't think I've typed on my computer in like a year. Best thing I ever did, Whisper Flow, guys.
Are you gonna share?
So look, it's like, okay, I've got let me
was
get
it
the Claude
Whisper?
color.
Whisper what?
Whisper Flow. Can somebody paste that into the chat for everybody? Okay. So while this is creating, I'm going to come back to it. Now you're going to see, so we're at customize. Down here, this is your chat history. So you can see all of your chat history here. And then you have projects just like you do in ChatGPT so that you can file things and keep everything organized. That's pretty much how I use it. Now, I want you to go down to settings. So you're going to click on your initials in the bottom left-hand corner and you're going to go over to settings and you have custom instructions just like you do in ChatGPT. Guys, I just copy my custom instructions from ChatGPT over. Another thing I do is when I wanted to switch from ChatGPT over to Claude, I did not download my memory from ChatGPT because there were things in conversations that I thought would be of importance as well. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT, hey, I need to export all of your knowledge about me and my business. I want you to use the custom instructions you have. I want you to use the memories you have stored, but I also want you to use past conversations and pull anything that would be relevant to training an LLM or any AI model on me and my business. And then what it gave me, I saved it to a document, and now I have a document that I can upload to any LLM, whether it's Claude, whether it's Perplexity, whether it's Grok. And I update that every single month because obviously AI it's, learning more about me on a daily basis. So every month I upload that doc. So I always have something saved. Okay. Now let's go over here. Here you can access your connectors here as well, your billing, your privacy. See, these are all the connectors that I have here. I have a lot of them. And then we have Claude in Chrome. So before I move on to that, let me just go back and see if my landing page is done. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do.
In
There we
case
go.
people are
Look at this,
asking,
guys. It literally built it out inside my Gamma, and now I can click this button and it will open Gamma for me. Okay, so I can edit it. How easy was that? No more copying and pasting with Claude from ChatGPT over to whatever platform you need to go on. It can, through connectors, it can access these platforms. Now let me go back here. I want you to go to Get Apps and Extensions. So here's where you download for Mac OS. Okay. I don't believe that there is an Android or a Windows app right now currently, but if you have Apple, you are in business because Apple has its own Mac app. And this is where you're going to use Claude Cowork. So you're going to
Sorry, can
download
you
that.
show me one more time? Sorry, wait, how did you get into that screen? I'm sorry.
Oh, bottom left-hand corner,
Uh-huh.
your name. Sorry, I got to go back here. I have a really weird pop-up here. Right here, Get Apps and Extensions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so Get Apps and Extensions, download it for Mac OS. You're also going to download it for your phone. Android has an app as well. Because in order to use Dispatch and have it do tasks on your computer from your phone, you need the app, okay? Don't worry about Claude Code yet, but just for those of you who want to know, I use Claude Code in VS Code. That might be way above what most of you guys are like comfortable hearing, but for those of you who are on this call that know about Claude Code, that's how I use Claude Code. I use VS Code. And then you have to install the Chrome extension right here. You can even, if you guys are Microsoft people, I'm a Google Drive, Google Sheets kind of person, so I use everything in my G Suite. But if you are, you can install Excel and PowerPoint for Claude as well. And now Claude can actually create spreadsheets for you and PowerPoints. I prefer Gamma and Google Sheets personally.
Will it connect to Microsoft Outlook? Because I never use, for example, Google
Yeah,
Calendar.
yeah. So I just saw an announcement about 4 days ago that they've added all Microsoft connectors.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to come over to this screen because this is where my Claude lives. So let me go over here. How's everybody doing? I know this is a lot of information, but this is being recorded too, so you can go back to it. Now we're going to go on desktop one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the Claude app because I have a Mac. There we go. Here I am. Close this. Here we go. Okay. This is the Claude app right here. You see that? So this is your iOS desktop app once you download it. And this is where you're going to use Cowork. So right at the top, you have tabs. You can either chat with the connectors like I was doing on the website right here. And it's got look, it has all of my information. Like it just Claude landing page for entrepreneurs. That's literally what I just created on the website.
can
So
you just
everything
make
is
it full
connected.
screen, Carrie?
Sorry?
Can you just make it full screen?
Oh, yeah. How do I
Yeah,
do
the green on the left.
Oh, like how do I do that? I don't think it's gonna make it the writing any. That's the only problem. Okay. And then you have your own settings over here. Actually, I'm gonna go. You know what? I have to close this because it looks different for me. I'm sorry, I have to. Just because it looks different for me and I've never used it
Okay.
open. Like,
As long as you can make it the size
guys,
of
if
the
I can use AI, like I feel like anybody could at this point. Like, seriously. Um, how about like that?
yeah, if you can just make it the size of the screen, yeah.
Okay. So now I'm in Cowork. So Cowork is where you ask it to do things for you. Okay. So maybe what did I do the other day with Cowork? I had it do deep research into all of my competitors, all of their websites. I had it do deep research into trends, current trends for SEO, AEO, and GEO, which are being discoverable by AI search engines. And then I had it analyze all of my competitors' websites for SEO, GEO, and AEO, and then analyze mine and generate a full report of instructions on what needs to change for my site to be superior to any of my competitors. And then what happened, Cassandra? It sent Cassandra an email with a report for her to do it. Now, now she gets this every month. The great thing about Cowork is you can ask it to schedule things for you at any given time or repeat them. So Cowork is really automation of autonomous workflows. Does this make sense, guys?
Mhm.
Everybody following me? I want to give you my secret sauce here. I wasn't going to do this, but what I'm going to do is I am
Just
going,
how you are. That's just how you are.
right? Why is my, oh, here it is. How do I, there we go. Now I can see everything on the left. Okay, so what I do is, do you see this box here? I have a folder connected. It's called Claude Cowork folder. And what I did is on my computer, in my phone, let me pull out my Finder so I can show you what I'm doing. I created a folder called Claude Cowork. Do you see it right here? And I also created subfolders. One is about me, one is for Claude outputs, one is for projects, and one is for templates. Inside the about me, everything but the about me is empty at first. Inside the about me, I added in an about me, like a literally about me markdown file. Now, when you're dealing with Claude, all of your files want to be in markdown. They're easier read, especially for context. You don't want it to get context rot and take up too many tokens. You want everything that you're uploading to be markdown files when you're dealing with Claude Cowork. I also have a file about my company and like my organizational charts, all of that, and then my writing style. Okay. And whenever I do any work where it has to know a significant amount about me, that's what I connect.
What is writing style? Did it actually copy your writing style, Claude?
Yeah. Yeah. So how I created these files, Nick, was I went into Claude because it knows so much about me. I use it every day. And I said, create me a markdown file about me. And it asked me some questions. Like it's a collaborative conversation with Claude. You're gonna find it always asks you a lot of questions to clarify what you're actually looking for and get the context that it needs to build out what you need.
Yeah, because I'm a writer and I've written novels and screenplays and all that stuff. I'm a professional writer.
Oh, that would be so great, Rick. You should
So
totally upload
yeah,
all of your stuff.
because I
You're going
can,
to upload it to regular Claude, though, and have regular Claude create an example or a description of your writing style, even speaking style, and then
Mhm.
turn that into a markdown. Now, I want to show you one more trick because I showed you I created multiple files, right? So the Claude outputs is where I want all of the outputs that Claude gives me. So all the jobs that are completed, I want them all stored here. I want projects stored here, and I want templates stored in here. So when Claude Cowork does something for me that I really, really like, I say, great, turn this into a template and add it to the template file. And it adds it in here. And then what I do is I go over to settings like how I did on the website app, sorry, the web page when I was earlier on Claude over on the other side. I go to the settings here and it comes up a little different. I go to the Cowork tab because here on the general, it has all my custom instructions that's universal across all of my apps. But if you go to Cowork, you can add global instructions. And here are my global instructions. I tell it when to use the files that, and when not to use files. So before every task, read every file in aboutme.md. And then I summarize what that is. Never read outputs or templates unless I specifically point you to a file. This is very important. Why is this important? Because you are charged per token and per, like, this is like an employee charging you money every time they do work for you. Every time it reads something that it doesn't need to read, it's costing you money. Okay. Save all deliverables and outputs under subfolder named after the project. And if the brief is unclear, ask user question. Don't fill gaps with filler. Don't over explain. Deliver the work and save it. And you're done. Okay. So what I want to do now, I'm going to stop sharing this one and I'm going to go back to the other screen. Sorry, I'm a crazy person with multiple screens here, guys. I'm going to go back to the presentation because I want to talk about what we just did here. Is everybody following me so far? Anybody like completely like just lost? Don't worry, I'll answer all your questions soon. So I call this the autonomy spectrum. And I want to know where you guys are right now. So we have level 0, 1, 2, and 3. So level 0 is chatbot level. You type, it responds, you copy, you paste. Most people are here. Level 1 is assistant. Claude with connectors that read your data and draft outputs. Okay. Level 2 is agentic. Cowork and dispatch. Claude plans, executes, and delivers multi-step tasks autonomously. And level 3, fully autonomous. Scheduled agents running without you, monitoring, deciding, executing. AI as your governance layer. Most people are at level 0. What I just showed you is level 2. And the AI solution takes you to level 3. And this is what this is costing you right now. 15 or more hours a week spent on tasks that you guys could be using AI to handle. $78,000 per year before counting the deals that were never closed and leads that went cold. Over $200,000 in lost productivity. That's the real cost of not doing this. Markets reward infrastructure, not effort. And this is what it looks like inside my business. My own business runs on this exact infrastructure. I built it before I sold it to anybody else, obviously. I have an AI COO, operations manager, an AI CMO that helps Cassandra, an AI sales manager because we have a full sales team, and an AI content manager. And every workflow that's inside the AI solution, I built for myself first. Like this is the blueprint to my business, right? And these are my employees. Aren't they pretty? These are all my employees. I'm not, guys, I want to express this. I'm not teaching people how to use AI. I'm teaching them how to build companies that don't collapse under human inconsistency. And you don't need to code. You just need to think like an operator. Because you're no longer competing against other business owners, other agents. You're competing with businesses that don't need humans. That is where we're at, whether you like it or not. And you just saw what the AI solution gives you. You just saw the what, like I showed you how Claude, the general idea of how it all works. And the AI solution gives you the how. So the AI solution is the implementation layer that takes everything that you saw today and puts it to work inside your business on your terms. So I don't just teach you how to use Claude Cowork or Manus or Perplexity Computer. What I do is I hand you the workflows that you need to be running with autonomous AI agents. I show you how to plug them into the autonomous platforms like Cowork or Manus or Perplexity Computer. And then I give you the system prompt to launch them. Done. You just paste the system prompt in to launch a workflow. Because I realize, like, this is what I understand. I've been doing this for 3 years now, teaching AI. It's not hard to learn how to use AI. It's actually not difficult at all. The bottleneck and the biggest obstacle is people understanding where they should be using it exactly. Does that make sense to everybody? So in the AI solution, you get a step-by-step implementation roadmap. I built you custom AI agents for every area of your business. You get the advanced autonomous AI workflow training and build autonomous agents that run key parts of your business. Full workflows to plug in and how and where to implement them. Monthly updates on new features and new AI capabilities and lifetime membership. Why is this important, guys? People are spending thousands of dollars on AI training that is literally irrelevant a month after they take it. That is what's happening right now. It's moving too quickly. You need to be a part of something. If this is what you're going to do, you need to make sure that it's something that is constantly updated and never asking for more money from you in order to get that updated stuff because it's changing so quick. I remember I did a workshop on building your AI twin, video twin. It was wonderful, cutting edge stuff. It was when Sora first launched. 3 hours after that workshop, VO3 launched VO 3.1 and blew Sora out of the water. I'm like, wow, that was fun for 3 hours. All those people knew what they were doing and were ahead of everybody else for 3 hours, right? So that's the danger. That's where we're at with AI. In my community, you get an accountability coach and guidance because life happens and none of us are perfect. And sometimes we need to be whipped back into shape and veered back on track when we kind of veer off, right? And weekly lives with me to help you through it all. We call them like Q&A strategy sessions. So the biggest differentiator is the complete agentic workflows. So other programs or other coaches are going to teach you prompts. I hand you actual operating systems. You're not learning how to use AI. You're installing an AI-led operating system into your business.
Do you have a designated like a system setup for realtors, or is this
I
generic?
do. I do. Look, this is what it means for your business. For realtors, AI runs your lead flow pipeline, creates listing content across every platform, compiles market reports on schedule, updates your CRM after every showing, monitors new listings for buyer criteria. You show houses, you build relationships, the system handles everything else. For entrepreneurs, AI runs your content engine, triages support, and escalates only what matters. AI monitors ad performance flags stuff for you, generates weekly executive reports, handles new client onboarding, on and on and on. You build strategy, you close deals, the system handles everything else. That's what AI needs to look like in your business. Anybody that has any questions about my community, you can book a call in here with my team. I'm going to leave this up for a second. Where are we at with questions, guys?
Well, Gary, I actually wanted to take a minute because I did see some questions come through in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, what Claude plan do I need? Or
Okay.
how do I set it up, like in terms of the projects or the custom instruction stuff? I've found now Carrie has said she's like, I have the absolute max plan. I think it's 200 and something dollars a month. And I am always like, oh, well, maybe I need a cheaper plan. Maybe I can get away with a $20 a month plan, like I had used with ChatGPT. I personally think I have the Claude $140 a month. And just for everybody, I am Canadian, so the pricing is probably slightly different for you if you're in the US. And I've used Carrie's Claude and then using my own, and I do find that it is a lot better if you're actually on the max plan. I wouldn't go lower than their $20 a month ChatGPT equivalent. And I think, even if you save 1 hour of time, it's well worth that $20 a month. Right now I'm using the 140.
If you're Cassandra, if you're going to really build some infrastructure to your business, go with the max plan.
Yeah,
Like it's 200 and something dollars a month, but like you will literally save thousands of dollars on salary.
exactly.
Yeah, don't cheap out on that because
Mhm.
you'll run out of credits and it'll stop working
Yeah.
for you.
Can
Yeah.
I ask something?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, I didn't understand how you take your workload from chat
Mhm.
and put it into Claude.
You ask it for it. I ask chat for my everything it knows about my company.
Mhm.
So you can download the data from ChatGPT. There's a button in ChatGPT where you can download your data.
And then put it into Claude?
Yeah, I just find that's a little excessive and like it maybe doesn't necessarily need to know that my dog went to the vet 3 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm really good at prompt engineering and context engineering. So like I have pretty good instructions to my
Mhm.
LLMs. I'm basically asking it to use the custom instructions, the is stored memory, and our past conversations to pull everything relevant to what a new AI model would need to know about
Mhm.
my business. And
Is
that's
that
how,
prompt in the community?
You what we'll do is
yeah,
we'll send
baby.
out.
I have a whole lesson. Thomas, there's a lesson on how to transfer all your data over.
I'll get there.
Thomas is in my community, so Thomas has access to all
Well, you
that.
got to go check out the new course content, Thomas. But that's important. Telling it what you wanted to do, that it's for an LLM transfer. And I did this recently. And then when I got that output and I uploaded it into Claude, I said, okay, I don't want to like waste tokens with you reading this every time. So make it concise. Just take the info you need, leave out anything that you don't think is relevant or important, da da da. And then I took that and I uploaded it to the project files. And I think, Carrie, we might want to go over the project like system, even though I know it's super close to
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Like, what different projects would you make?
So I don't use projects how Cassandra uses projects. I create everything in the regular Claude chat and then I file it away under projects. Cassandra might use it a little bit different where they have their own custom instructions because she has multiple clients
Mhm.
and works with different companies. So each company she works with has their own project with their own files uploaded and their own contacts and their own custom instructions.
Mhm.
Because it's just my business, I don't bother. I just use it I use it as a
Right.
glorified filing system,
But you
basically.
have ones if it's like marketing or maybe it's something email marketing or social media. But it is true if it's just your single business, you just want Claude to obviously have
Yeah.
all of the information at your disposal. And you see a question here, like I don't know what you're talking about with tokens. So another thing that I have noticed with Claude is that you on the $20 a month plan, I was getting a thing like, oh, you've hit your session limit. And I've maybe been working for a couple of hours and it's like, oh, you hit your session limit. It's going to restart in 5 hours. So a token is just basically how much memory it's using or how much it's think being like your electricity, you're being charged for usage. Well, AI is also charging you for any usage you do. So the things that you can do to minimize that usage, just not cause unnecessary bloat, will just save you money and allow you to get more work before you hit those limits.
Yeah. And like, I just want to point out, guys, if a human is doing a job that's not relationship based, it's temporary. Okay. Um, it's time that everybody needs to learn how to do this, right? Like I say all the time. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can see people. You're either gonna build AI or you will work for AI. And I know that sounds a little bit, you know, bold or a little bit blunt, but that's where we're at. You build AI or you'll work for AI. And if you don't believe me, there's a company in Toronto right now, and their model is providing human workers for AI agents. That's their business model.
How long it will take to set up this if I'm a realtor, like to set up everything?
Like, I feel like 4 weeks.
And
I
how
feel
many
like
hours?
anybody is 4 weeks because, like, you have to do the foundational stuff. You have to really teach AI about you and who you are and what your goals are and how to talk like you, write like you, act like you, think like you. And then it can do all the things for you at a high level.
And that
So,
can be conversational.
yeah, it can be conversational. Yeah.
So how many hours, like when you say 4 weeks, like 10 hours a week or 40 hours a week to set up everything and get ready?
I would say like 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours a week for 4 weeks, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you recommend us to do by ourselves, or I can hire a VA who can help us like
You
work?
can hire a VA for sure.
Do
How's
you
everybody? Sorry,
do you provide the VAs? Like, do you have a
I
preferred
do
VAs?
not. I do not. I don't want to get into that game.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't want to get into that business. I just want to teach you or whoever you have on your own staff AI.
But we
Yeah.
do have training, like you can input your VA into the training program as well. Like, they can learn the systems and stuff that we've
Yeah.
used. And we do have people who have connections with VAs inside our community. So, one of the great things, people are like, hey, I'm looking for a VA. There are people here who have VAs that are already experienced in doing these things. So you might find that really beneficial.
Oh, I like this question. Jason, Sacktown. Okay. Oh, you're from Hamilton. Of course, I'll answer your question. I ran my business in Hamilton. Okay. Difference between Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku. Those are the models that you can choose inside Claude. Okay. I do all the high level CEO stuff in my company. I'm constantly using Opus. Sonnet is the regular model, less token usage, take quicker responses. I think that's what Cassandra uses. Haiku is really quick responses, not a lot of thought that goes into it, if that answers your question.
Google.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm from
Yeah.
Sacramento. Hamilton's my last name.
Oh, sorry. I called you Jason Sacktown. Like that's your last name. I'm so sorry. I was in Sacramento speaking last September.
Hey, were you out here for Brent?
Yeah, I was. Brett
Oh,
flies me
yeah.
everywhere. Anybody else? What other questions do we have? Like, I know it is 2 o'clock, but I will stay on for another 10 minutes if you want to talk about anything.
Can you talk to, I didn't understand what you meant when you were talking about markdown and it was related to token usage and stuff. Can you explain that a
Yeah.
little bit?
So a markdown file, whenever like you create anything and say in Google Drive, do you use Google Drive?
Yes.
Okay, so when you create something in Google Drive and you want to download it, you can download it as different types of file. MD file is a markdown file and it uses less characters or impressions. I don't know. It makes it more bite-sized, which is what you want to give to Claude, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And then I also didn't understand, let's see, where is it? You were talking, did you say LLM? It was regarding to
Yeah,
AI knowing who you are and
yeah.
updating this monthly. Can you speak to that a little bit more too?
LLM is a large language model chatbot. That's what ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini, Perplexity are. That's what they are
Okay.
called. That's what they're classified as, LLMs.
And so could maybe I just watched the replay and that's fine too, but you were saying you update this monthly. Can you speak a little bit more
Yeah,
into that?
because I'm doing so many high level tasks in Claude or the LLM every single day that it's learning more about me. My goals are changing, what I'm building is changing. So every month I ask it to update that file to be more recent and accurate. I
Thank
had
you.
I had a client that deleted her damn ChatGPT account yesterday and called me in a freaking panic. And I said, did you save? Because one of the things I teach you in my program is how to like build out a comprehensive business profile so that no matter what LLM you're using, you have a document, or if you're using an AI agent or a custom GPT or a gem, or even building a chatbot in Chatbase, you can upload this file, it'll instantly know all about your business. I said, did you at least do that? And she said, no. I said, well, then you're fucked. I said, so
Dang it.
next time, do what I tell you to do. Why would you delete your account by accident? She's like, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I said, well,
Carrie, another thing I think it's definitely important for us to go over, a lot of people have expressed like privacy concerns, like should you be connecting AI to all of these tools and like giving it all that data about you? Well, I just want to say that like Google and Meta and everybody has been tracking exactly what you do for a very, very long time. And as an advertiser, I know the different buckets or groups, like you people who are interested or like they're in this kind of audience or this kind of
that's from
market.
your data. Yeah.
Yeah. Your data is unfortunately already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't want to upload client data, that makes sense. You can always have a team account or turn off training the model is also an option. But that's in settings of any LLM. But
Mhm.
just, I want you to know that if you do that, it's also not going to understand who you are as a business and train the model on what you offer. And I think that's a bigger downside than sharing my information because I want ChatGPT, Claude, Grok recommending me continuing to recommend me as the top AI coach in North America.
Mhm.
That is what is more important to me. But then again, I'm not uploading your guys' private information. I don't have your guys' private information. I have your email, like, and your phone number.
Mhm. And maybe you don't connect Stripe or like where your payments or your revenue or like you don't put in that
Yeah,
information. But
pick
in
and
terms of your
choose,
marketing
right?
information, I wouldn't say that that is you know, too risky.
Yeah. Sandy, you have a question?
I do. So when I'm gathering, and you may have said this, but when I gather the ChatGPT information, whatever I say, the prompt, but then in Claude, do I put that in the main setting or is it as a project? Because I wanted to like
Oh,
know
I upload it
across
right to the chat and I tell it to just store this in its
store
memory.
it for future. Okay, so just a chat. Okay, well, that's easy enough. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Paul. Hey, Paul. What's up?
Yeah, hi, I'm in the AI solution. I'm a lifetime
Ah,
member. I'm trying to find all this information on Claude, but I don't see it. Where
there's
is it?
there's an entire Claude module now and an entire autonomous workflow module.
Where?
So I want you to go to the community tab. There is a pinned post from Rika at the top announcing the new updates and with linking all of the videos for you.
Mhm. Or
April course update from Rika. Okay.
Awesome. Paul
Okay, thank you.
Dexton, what's up?
Yep, just a simple question about security and protecting um, the apps that you use and the data that you use.
Mhm.
How does
Sorry,
Claude do that? How does Claude protect this? What steps does Claude do to protect um, the information that's being used in the system?
Mhm.
what kind of information? Like what's the concern about it?
Security. Security.
Security with what though? Like, what are you trying to hold secure? Like, I just need to know what kind of level of security you're looking for.
Uh, someone outside my company accessing,
What?
the information.
Mm-hmm.
Like your trade secrets? Nobody
Uh,
can like I can't search in Claude and like find Paul Deminock's info. So it will train the model over time, which means that you, along with probably a billion other people and everything that you're building with Claude, will now be a knowledge base of what it can build other people. But I don't think your stuff would be recognizable at all. There's just so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that kind of answer your question?
uh,
Like I can't go in and be like, Paul Dennison has a Claude account. I want you to tell me about his like marketing strategy. You can't do that. So don't worry about that.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now I will be honest with you guys, I do not connect like my email or, I don't have my Google Drive connected. Now Carrie does, but you could choose what you put in that Google Drive that it is connected to. So again, maybe you're not putting sensitive information, but everything you would need to know in terms of like doing your marketing. Because I mean, your marketing is going to be out to the world
Yeah.
anyway. So any kind of information you have for your marketing.
Guess what? You know what one of my thing is, Paul? I scrape all my competitors' ads and their top performing ads with Claude, and I pull in everything they're doing. Like I can find all of this stuff using AI and that's not in AI, right?
Oh,
So I can
Mhm.
find this stuff out there in the public. Um, I
that's
feel
public
like
information. I'm not
Mhm.
concerned about that. I'm just
yeah,
concerned protecting client information,
yeah. So if you have
collecting
sensitive client
processes.
information, I wouldn't upload that.
Mhm.
Definitely not. But
Okay.
I would upload my trade secrets because like I'm like a tiny little sliver in a billions of people using AI. Like there's no way that my strategies are going to be used as, you know what I mean? Like I like to think that they are, but like
So just to clarify that,
I need to snap myself out of it.
if you connect your CRM,
Yeah. Then they have
okay,
access to your clients' names, phone numbers, and emails. Yes.
who's they?
Claude. But I
So can anyone
but like
access that?
so okay. Well, yeah, anybody can access that like using like a search. Like I can scrape, I can use vibe prospecting to scrape every single contact number for every litigation lawyer in
So
Ontario.
there wouldn't be any, it wouldn't be a good idea
एज
to
सेल्स
upload
ऑफिस
or
क्या
connect
हमें
my
चले
CRM then.
हाँ तो घर
Oh,
मत बैठा
hold
से
on a second.
हाँ 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 हाँ
Sorry. Sorry. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like if you don't feel comfortable uploading your client's contact information, then don't. I feel like I can find anybody's information not on AI. So I don't really see a difference, but that's just me personally.
Mhm. And we do have quite a few.
Nice glasses, by the way.
Sorry.
Nice glasses.
Thank you, Paul. Chandra, you have a question? Your hand's still up.
Yeah, I guess a newer person. I'm more in the zero here. So, what are, how am I determining, like, I guess this is like a prompt situation where you're saying determining what you want to pull off of chat and put into Claude. Like, you
It
said you didn't
depends
use
what it
your
knows
dog
about
stuff
you.
in there, but there's so much stuff in there now. It's like I don't remember all the things I talked about.
Yeah. I guess it's just a personal preference.
Yeah, and that's why you ask, ChatGPT, like, okay, what is the goal that you're going to try to achieve? So, like for me, I would say, or for Carrie, like my brand tone, my voice, my email marketing, social media,
Yeah.
advertising strategies, so that I can import that into another LLM. Everything that's relevant for my business.
Yeah, just tell it a goal is probably the easiest way to do it.
Mhm.
Rebecca, you have a question? Sorry, I only have like another 10 minutes. So we'll try to get through the next four people that have their hands up. Oh, Rebecca, I think you're on mute. I can't hear you. but you're not on mute, so that's weird.
Thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it. Learned a lot.
Of course, you're very, very welcome. Rebecca, can you type it in the chat? And then somebody can read that to me. Debbie, what you have a question for me?
Yes, Carrie, thank you so much. Okay, so for a person that is, you don't have a number lower than zero. This is just my mind is just overload. I mean, right now with all this information, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying not to be like, you know, how you take a client in the shiny object and then you put you know, subscribe to it, and then it's like you don't use it because you're just overwhelmed.
Gabby, we have a client success management system to prevent that from happening. You have somebody to kick your ass all the way to the finish line and help you all the way as well. If you're not into the ass kicking and you like a little gentler approach, you can do that as well. But yeah, we take you from sub-zero to the most advanced. And we have a lot of people in here in the program right now that were like, I'm not going to be able to do this, that are doing really well, really well. So definitely get on a call with the team, Debbie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it'll change your life.
I'm ready for my life to change, girl.
Yes, let's do it.
I've had a
Carrie,
couple
Rebecca,
of agents call, ask me about the program, and I just said I think the biggest differentiator between this community and other AI, I've heard them all. I've been in every class out there. Um, it's just a personal. It feels like you're just chatting with friends and learning at the same time. It's a really good experience.
Aw, thanks, Thomas.
Carrie, Rebecca's question was, can we ask AI to take over our content creation for video?
Haha, I show you how to build an AI twin. So yes, let's go, Rebecca.
That's why you should definitely check out Carrie's Instagram because, you know, we definitely
It's like,
film
yeah.
multiple types of content, but you're going to be able to see like what are the AI twin capabilities because of course they're always improving.
Rick, you have a question.
Yeah, I've kind of I do a lot of speaking and a lot of give a lot of political advice and things like that. I would like to create an AI twin where I can type what I'm going to say and say it because I hate dressing up for being on video.
No, do not do it. I'm a public speaker. I speak all over the world on AI, and I'm telling you, like, I travel sometimes 4 times a month all over the world. It is something that I will never replace with AI. Don't do it. It built my entire company from scratch organically, and it got us to over 6 figures a month in revenue organically. Do not do it, Rick.
So don't develop an AI clone. Okay.
Not for speaking. No. For content, yeah. Not for your speaking stuff.
Yeah. I was thinking because I'm asked to speak on writing a lot.
Yeah.
So it was like to have an AI clone that does just quick little 90-second tips on writing.
You can do that over video. Use
Oh,
an
yeah.
AI twin over video for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. For creating content, absolutely.
It was really good to meet you, by the way, Rick. Thanks for being so engaging from the beginning. Carlene, you have a question?
I do. So I see that Bold Trail was not a connector. So do you have a solution for that, or do you
Yes,
have to
Claude
switch over to
Cowork.
Claude?
Claude Cowork and Claude Chrome extension can do anything on your computer as long as you've logged in before. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
Thanks.
Dan?
Thank you. This has been very informative and enjoyed it. The question I have is about the security or using Claude Code to create your own CRM. It sounds like you're using another CRM that's already tied into Google Docs or something, or Google Sheets. If you use that program, is that data that you're putting in your CRM all viewable, or is it protected? I'm
No,
concerned about.
you're creating a platform or an app. You're vibe coding a proprietary asset. So it's not like Like you're just using AI to code it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
What about when you put the data into it, my customer information or my clients?
It's up to you on how you code it, on how protective it is.
Okay, so it can be, I can put that data in there and it would be safe from the world.
Yeah, just make sure you're getting advice from somebody who understands coding that like when you're getting to security with vibe coding, I would definitely recommend getting some advice from an actual coder that you are enabling the strongest security around your stuff that you're building if that's what you need. I've never
Okay.
built anything that needed security like that, so I'm kind of like, man.
I'm not seeing where to go to find out where to join your group or information on this. I just got I'm, is it in the chat? I need to find the link to go to.
Yeah, it's in the chat a bunch of times. They're just popping it in there for realtors and for entrepreneurs.
It's in the chat a bunch of
Okay.
times, but we're also going to send everybody an email with the recording.
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
as
send
soon
an
as you
email,
ask
and my team will
live.
be in touch with you, Dan. I'm sure Ella
Okay.
or Ryan will take note of your name and be in touch with you. That's why I have them on here. I just want to make sure everybody's supported.
Mhm.
Thank
And
you.
no problem. Last question, Kat.
Just wondering, you were talking about the AI twin, and you had mentioned HeyGen before in a previous meeting. Do you still use HeyGen, or has it moved on to something else?
I love HeyGen.
Okay.
I loved Higgsfield more, but HeyGen just launched a partnership with Seed Dance, which is taking your V whatever it is, your like version 3 avatar or whatever the hell, the latest model, which is way better. And you're now able to put it in any scenario, doing anything, wearing anything. It is quite impressive. And I've got somebody on my team really down the rabbit hole on this right now.
Awesome. And then you mentioned something about Whisper
Flow is my best friend.
Flow. Okay,
Whisper Flow.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're running out of time. I have a meeting in 10 minutes and I do have to go pee. I know, right? I am just who I am, Dan. I'm who I am. I recommend having conversations with people on my team. I understand people will probably try to book a call and we're probably completely booked. Somebody will be in touch to try to fit you in if that's what you want to do. Don't worry, we're not going to leave you stranded. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you're watching my content. I'm always updating stuff. And consider joining the community because it's a lovely space. It's very nice over here.